लोग आई होप अच्छे होंगे, हम भी अच्छे दोस्तों। तो दोस्तों ब्लॉग की शुरुआत करते हैं। सबसे पहले आप सभी को अपना नमस्कार। तो मेरा नाम है संजीव पंवार। ब्लॉग की शुरुआत हो रही है आज सुबह 5:30 बजे से। तो हम निकल चुके हैं मैच के, आज है हमारा मैच, तो इसलिए सुबह निकलना पड़ता है क्योंकि हम हैं क्रिकेट लवर। क्योंकि क्रिकेट लवर इसलिए बोल रहा हूँ हम, क्योंकि ड्यूटी के टाइम में हम 11-12 बजे खड़े उठने वाले। आज अभी मैच के लिए 5:30 बजे खड़े उठ रहे। 3 बजे मैं सोया था, इसलिए आवाज़ भी ऐसी है क्योंकि मैं 3 बजे सोता हूँ। 1 बजे ड्यूटी से आता हूँ तो 1-2 घंटा एडिटिंग करता हूँ। तो 3 बजे सोया था मैं, तो 5:30 बजे निकल चुका हूँ मैच के लिए। तो आज हमारे 2 मैच है, तो एक है हमारा 8:30 बजे से, एक है 12:30 बजे से। दोस्तों बने रहे हमारे ब्लॉग में। तो मौसम तो सुबह सुबह अभी मालूम ही नहीं है मौसम कैसा है, बंदी है आसमान सुबह सुबह। दोस्तों ये इधर सुबह सुबह का व्यू तो आप देख रहे हो, काफ़ी सुंदर व्यू है इधर का। तो मैं अभी जा रहा हूँ बस स्टॉप, तो अभी बस का वेट करना पड़ेगा मेरे को। बस से जाऊँगा मैं इधर से। तो हम दोस्तों तो यहाँ से बस, तो अभी हम लोग पहुँच चुके हैं, इधर ग्राउंड में पहुँचने वाले। तो सुबह सुबह है, पर मौसम थोड़ा ठंडा है इधर का सुबह सुबह, आज थोड़ा वैसे ठंडा। दोस्तों अभी कोई आए नहीं इधर, हम ही लोग आए, तब तो हम वेट करें अपनी टीम का। तो बने रहे हमारे साथ हमारे ब्लॉग में। तो हमें इसी चैनल में आप, तो दोस्तों इसी ब्लॉग में आपको देखने को मिलेगा हमारे मैच। तो जो भी हमारे मैच की फुटेज होगी तो मैं अपने चैनल में डालूंगा इसी में। तो इसी में आप मैच का लुत्फ उठाइए। तो पहुंचने वाले हम ग्राउंड पे, तो दोस्तों जस्ट ही पहुंचने वाले ग्राउंड।
Much looking forward to a good day's action. Back of the length this time, pushed away. There's Heinrich Gedicke. Some viewers will be quite familiar with his name and say, what a job you did over the last couple of days. Listen, did listen in every now and then, and it was a real pleasure to hear you, to be honest. Swing and a miss.
Star weekend a bit too.
Yeah, it could be exciting, really could be. Not a bad start this for Dobell though, he's hitting the right areas. Advances down the...
Talking about it here, and we're going to talk a little bit more later on. Wonderful 4 weeks put on by ECN.
Slapped down the ground and put down. Great attempt though, in all fairness, by...
On the leg side, he's very square. And the deep mid wicket is probably a little bit straighter than regulation, so there is a gap there, big gap.
Goes for it, and hasn't quite got all of it. This is Heinrich, could be a chance. Oh, and it is going to get taken. That's an excellent grab down at deep mid wicket. Super catch from Suresh Dobal, who had a pretty good first over with the ball. They took him off. They're saving him for later on, and he's taken an absolute blinder out there on the leg side, and that's going to be the big wicket, the big fish, and Heinrich Gedicke's gone.
Yeah, that's a massive wicket, and that's the fielder I was just talking about. The fielder who's run around, have a look, he's come at a lot of distance to get to that and takes it cleanly, goes to ground, but he protects the ball and holds it up. Good catch.
Yeah, you can just see that Heinrich just knew he just didn't get any or get enough on cricket. He'll be his sort of medium pace. Depends what he bowls. He can either bowl you some nice little seam dibbly dobblers or he can bowl you some decent spin. So he's going to be very crucial for this overseas side. Gill strikes down the ground. Could be another chance. Oh, and it is. He's taken a tumble, but he's taken an absolute stunner of a catch down at long on yet again. It's that man. You can't take him out of the game. Soros Dobal, he takes another outstanding catch, and things are just going from bad to worse for the overseas. It's the other opener now, Gill, who goes for a disappointing 6.
Incredible. I thought the fielder was out of position, proved me wrong, and took an absolute ripper catch. Watch this one again. Yes, moved around, goes to ground, but he makes really good movement down there. Obviously, he's the right fielder to be in that position.
I think he might only just be okay here. Let's have a look. It's when those bails dislodge. I think he's okay. I think he's just going to survive.
Oh.
Great glove work, though, behind the stumps. Really is good. So
that's it.
First time in Malta?
First time in Malta, yes.
How you finding
it?
Loving it.
Good. Honestly.
Good, isn't it?
Absolutely loving it here. The people are lovely. The facilities are fantastic, and it's a great buzz here in the city and here at the ground and around the place. Love it.
Last overtime then, and they're going to turn to Dobal, who comes back after a good first over. And And, well, Stewart's just going to nurdle for a single, kind of just sort of giving the sort of the bat to Hilly and saying, well, it's you, not me.
Yeah, well, it's to put. That's been clipped a bit better. That's probably the shot that they wanted to play on that free hit, and that's gone for a Maximo. Big hit over the covers, shot. Sathi is opened his account with a big boundary after taking a terrific catch in the outfield. Almost in that kind of position. He was just inside the boundary rope in the deep cover position. Took a lovely catch running forward. But now his chance with the bat. And he goes for a second one. That's even better. That sounded terrific. As it goes up the race towards the car park and up past where the cats live. That's a cracking shot. Charlie Hunt joins me just as he also celebrates that lovely shot for 6. Charlie, what do you reckon?
It's a stunning shot, really is.
Look at that.
One thing got to remember about this man, Sathi, best score on the network, 70 not out. Guess who it was against?
Tell me.
It was the overseas.
It
was against the overseas. So he likes what the overseas offer up to him, so he's going to be looking forward to it. Yeah, previously he's played for Matadei, of course, but
yep.
Yeah, the Pagiba Blasters.
Wow.
Here is Gill then for the 4th over. This is hit through cover. That's going to be 4 runs. No one stopped.
And fantastic. Thought, oh, could this be a bit of a turn?
Name to look out for, by the way. John.
Yes.
Yeah, so Johnny Boy himself. He'll be keeping for Marsa. One thing got to remember about this match, South getting a bit of extra bounce.
That's a ripper. That cramps the batter. Could do nothing about that apart from wear it.
Oh, and again, full shot, doesn't commit to it. I think that one has just taken the wind out of him a little bit, that ball before. You can just see he's still a little bit conscious of it. He's sort of rubbing his ribs. You can just see he's not too comfortable for Prasath. He's a tall man to be rolling spin. Oh, is there a little tickle? No. Good catch, though. Good take behind the stumps. Good areas from Varun.
This is a good over. This is the over they needed. Something like this, just to slow things down, get the dot balls, get the pressure back on the batter. This is what we needed.
Oh, and again, short back of a length on the outside the off stump in that corridor of uncertainty. And right, I tell you what, he doesn't look happy with it at all. If this is another dot, this is might just be the over that almost gets them a point out of the game, you know. It is a dot. Oh. It's a super over, and it does exactly what the doctor ordered from the veteran in Varun Prasath. Only goes for 1, and at the end of the 5th at the halfway stage, it's 60 for 2.
Well, that's a terrific over. As we have a look at the upcoming events, we can talk about that over later. Obviously, we're here in Malta with day number 3 after this Italian finals coming up on the weekend, T20 and T20 for women, and then we've got the Spain Encore.
Yeah, I believe Rico will be out there in Rome to cover that weekend.
Okay.
And then, of course, I think he's making the jump over here. And then, of course, yeah, 3 weeks up in Barcelona. And then, well, we go down towards Cap Carter once again as Hilly is going to return for this 6th over. Well, you can't follow up an over that's just gone for 1 with a short, filthy delivery that goes for 6. You cannot do that. That's real poor cricketing, not sort of effort there, I'm afraid. You can't be doing that. And that just releases all the pressure that was built up in that last over.
Yeah, I couldn't agree with you more. That is just a poor delivery on the back of a sensational over from Prasath. Just, I think if I was Prasath, I'd be a little bit filthy at my bowler for that. I'd be saying, come on, man, I did all that, and then you let them out of the bag like this.
Yeah, and what I'm also seeing now, Heinrich behind the stumps. There's almost sort of 3 or 4 captains in this team for the overseas.
Yeah.
Prasath is kind of making a few changes. The likes of Christian at short cover is making a couple. He's got to let one man do it and take the reins. 14 off 11 now for all 4 points. And this is going to get hit away, and it's going to be 1 bounce for. Gloriously slapped through extra cover. And Maitani, he's rocketed into the 30s with that.
Yeah, it's all falling apart for overseas, unfortunately. And this shot was a lovely shot. Very safe. It was aerial, but there was no one out there. The fielder Prasath just in front of us here is very straight at regulation long off, and there's no one until you get to the point boundary.
10 off 10. Oh, it's a short ball, but is there a little tickle on this one? Asking the question. Heinrich Gedicke thinks he's got him, so does Hilly. Umpire, unmoved. I'll tell you what, Hilly was almost certain that he had his man here. Let's have another look. Short ball. Well, tough to see really with with these sort of questions, but they thought they had their man. They were adamant that he was gone. We'll come back to live action, and I tell you what, this is gone, but it's gone for 6. And that puts them within touching distance of all 4 points here, the Blasters. Matani's playing an absolute blinding innings here.
Oh, Matani's innings has been brilliant. We were praising was it Zathi right at the start, but don't take it away from Matani. He's put together a blistering innings here to ensure that his team picks up not just the 3 points, but also the bonus point.
4 needed for victory. And that'll do it. That's going to be all she wrote. It's going to be a 6, glorious 6 to finish. Goes a long old way, and it's going to be a 4-point affair for the Bajiba Blasters, who beat the Overseas by 8 wickets. They do it within 6 overs. And well, I tell you what, the Overseas, they're going to have to look back in the mirror and look at themselves and, well, in all reality, have a think, because it's not gone the way that they were predicting and hoping for this morning. They've got a bit of a break to reevaluate things, but I tell you what, credit to the Blasters. They were just certainly a level above here this morning.
That was almost clinical, you'd have to say, from the Blasters. Clinical to come out with a battle plan to live up to their name and blast the Overseas out of contention from this game, and they've done exactly that. As we said, inside 7, inside 6 overs, and that man there, Matani, had a terrific innings. He ended up on, what was it, 40-odd not out, and then we see there, fantastic. Thought, oh, could this be a bit of a turning point?
Aim to look out for.
Top order. You know what? It's a tough